What if the biggest heartbreak on Coronation Street isn't happening between adults, but between two children who once trusted each other more than anyone else? What if Hope Dobbs is about to make a decision that changes everything? And what if Sam Blakeman's greatest fear isn't losing money, but losing the one person who has always been by his side? Because next week on Coronation Street, a devastating emotional storm begins. And by the time it's over, one friendship may never recover. Welcome back to Coronation Daily episode. If you love dramatic Coronation Street spoilers, emotional breakdowns, fan theories, and deep dives into Weatherfield's most explosive storylines, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Because today's story is far more heartbreaking than it first appears. On the surface, this looks like a simple teenage crush. But underneath, it's a story about rejection, jealousy, loneliness, emotional manipulation, and a young girl whose behavior is becoming increasingly difficult to predict. Let's get into it. For years, Hope Dobbs and Sam Blakeman have shared a unique bond. They've survived family drama, school pressures, personal struggles, and countless difficult moments together. They understood each other. They trusted each other. In many ways, they became each other's safe place. But then Will Driscoll arrived, and suddenly everything changed. At first it seemed innocent enough. Hope and Will studying together, talking, laughing, spending more time in each other's company. Nothing unusual, nothing alarming. At least that's what most people thought. But anyone who knows Coronation Street knows that emotional earthquakes rarely begin with explosions. They begin with tiny cracks. And those cracks are already spreading. Hope has made no secret of her feelings. She likes Will, perhaps more than she wants to admit. And while Will appears grateful simply to have someone on his side after everything he's endured with Megan, Hope's growing attachment is creating tensions that nobody can ignore. Especially not Fizz. Because Fizz can see the warning signs. The problem is, Hope doesn't care. And that's what makes this situation so dangerous. Hope Dobbs has never responded well to being told what to do. As a child, she challenged boundaries. As a teenager, she seems determined to destroy them. When Fizz attempts to intervene, she does so from a place every parent understands. Fear. Fear that her daughter is growing up too quickly. Fear that she is making emotional decisions she isn't ready for. Fear that someone could hurt her. But Hope sees something completely different. Control. Restriction. Interference. And the more Fizz pushes back, the harder Hope pushes forward. Then comes the moment that changes everything. Fizz invites Sam over. Supposed to be simple. A chance for the two friends to reconnect. A chance to repair the distance that has been growing between them. A chance to remind Hope of what truly matters. But the plan fails spectacularly. Because Hope has already made her choice. In one brutal moment, she announces that she has no intention of staying in with Sam. She's going out with Will. And she's going regardless of what anyone thinks. The room falls silent. Fizz is horrified. Sam is humiliated. And Hope barely seems to notice the damage she's caused. Or perhaps she does. And that's what makes it so unsettling. Because what happens next is devastating. As Sam processes the rejection, something begins to shift inside him. Not anger. Not jealousy. Something much sadder. Confusion. Heartbreak. Isolation. This isn't just about Will. This is about losing someone he trusted. Someone he thought would always be there. Watching Sam unravel is genuinely heartbreaking. Because unlike many people on the street, Sam doesn't hide his emotions behind arrogance or aggression. He feels everything deeply. Every rejection. Every disappointment. Every loss. And right now he's carrying more emotional weight than anyone realizes. But that may not be the whole truth. Because another storyline is quietly developing in the shadows. A storyline involving money, family, inheritance, and psychological scars that run deeper than anyone expected. What starts as a routine discussion about a will soon creates a chain reaction nobody sees coming. An inheritance, a trust fund, restrictions, adult supervision, rules, conditions. To most people it's paperwork. To Hope, something else entirely. It's proof. Proof that adults always hold the power. Proof that children never get to decide their own future. Proof that fairness is often an illusion. And that's where things take a darker turn. Because Hope becomes fascinated by the situation. Possessed even. While Sam dreams about possibilities, Hope watches quietly from the sidelines. Listening. Observing. Calculating. Every conversation becomes another piece of a puzzle. Every detail feeds a growing belief she cannot quite explain. Then she reads something she was never meant to see. A solicitor's letter. An innocent mistake. A document left unattended. For most children it would mean very little. For Hope it becomes fuel. Because suddenly this isn't about money anymore. It's about control. And control has always been one of Hope's biggest triggers. The transformation is subtle at first. She becomes distant. Withdrawn. Pulled. He stops laughing with Sam. Stops sitting beside him. Stops treating him like her closest friend. Instead she begins planting seeds. Small comments. Quiet doubts. Tiny emotional cuts. The kind that don't leave visible scars. But hurt all the same. They can take it away whenever they want. Adults decide everything. It's not really yours. Simple words. Yet every one of them chips away at Sam's confidence. And perhaps the most disturbing part? Hope delivers them calmly. Almost casually. As though she genuinely believes she's helping him. Psychologically this is fascinating. Because Hope isn't behaving like a traditional bully. She's behaving like someone projecting her own fears onto another person. She expects disappointment. So she prepares Sam for disappointment. She expects betrayal. So she teaches Sam not to trust. She expects pain. So she delivers it first. It's a tragic cycle. And she may not even realize she's trapped inside it. Meanwhile, Sam's world begins shrinking. At school, rumors spread. Classmates misunderstand conversations. Whispers circulate. People start viewing him differently. And through it all, Hope remains silent. Watching. Listening. Saying almost nothing. That silence becomes louder than words. Eventually Sam reaches breaking point. He confronts her. One of the most emotionally charged moments in this entire storyline. No shouting. No dramatic scenes. Just pain. Raw and honest. Why are you doing this? It's such a simple question. Yet it carries the weight of a friendship collapsing in real time. For a brief second, Hope almost looks vulnerable. Almost. But then the walls go back up. And her response sends chills through the entire conversation. You're going to get hurt anyway. Think about that. Not, I'm sorry. Not, I didn't mean it. Not, let's fix this. Instead she tells him pain is inevitable. As if heartbreak is something that should simply be accepted. As if trust is pointless. As if disappointment is unavoidable. Those aren't the words of a carefree teenager. Those are the words of someone carrying emotional wounds they don't fully understand. And that's why this story feels so powerful. Because beneath the teenage drama lies something much deeper. A portrait of two young people struggling to navigate emotions far bigger than themselves. One desperately trying to hold on to a friendship. The other desperately trying to protect herself from future pain. But protection can become destruction. And that's exactly what may be happening here. Looking ahead, I don't think this storyline is finished. In fact, I think we're only seeing the beginning. Because Sam's emotional state is becoming increasingly fragile. Hope's behavior is becoming increasingly unpredictable. And Will Driscoll is now standing directly between them. The question isn't whether more heartbreak is coming. The question is how much damage will be done before someone realizes what's happening. Could Sam finally turn away from Hope forever? Could Hope realize too late that she's pushed away the one person who truly understood her? Could Will become the catalyst for an even bigger emotional disaster? Or is there an even darker secret driving Hope's behavior? Because something tells me this isn't really about Will. And it isn't really about money. It's about fear. Fear of abandonment. Fear of disappointment. Fear of losing control. And those fears have a habit of creating chaos wherever they go. One thing is certain. Weatherfield is heading toward an emotional collision. And when it arrives, nobody will escape unchanged. So what do you think? Is Hope intentionally hurting Sam? Or is she a damaged teenager trying to protect herself in all the wrong ways? Has Sam already lost his best friend? Can their friendship ever recover? And what role will Driscoll play in the fallout? Let us know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for Coronation Daily episode. Because the secrets, heartbreak, and drama on the cobbles are only just beginning. And trust me, the next chapter could be even more devastating.